In football, some players arrive to be good. Others arrive to terrify an entire generation. Lamine Yamal belongs to the second category. He is still incredibly young, but the way he makes decisions, leaves defenders frozen, and strikes with total composure in the biggest moments makes him feel less like the future and more like the present. Europe already understands that calling him just a Wonderkid is not enough, because his game is not only about talent, it is about damage, real damage. When he goes one-on-one, defenders lean one way, and Yamal is already gone the other. And the scariest part? He is doing this at an age when most players are still trying to figure out who they are. The story did not begin with noise. It began in Catalonia, in Spain, where Lamine Yamal grew up in Rocafonda. The last 3 digits of that neighborhood's postal code, 304, would later become part of his celebration. At just 7 years old, he joined Barcelona from local side CF La Torreta. At La Masia, he was not just good, he was different. So different that he moved through the age groups faster than almost anyone of his generation. Then came the day football truly heard his name, April 29, 2023. Barcelona against Real Betis, his first team debut. His age? Just 15 years, 9 months, and 16 days, the youngest debutant in Barcelona history. This was not just a teenager getting minutes, it was the first warning sign of a storm that was coming. After that debut, he did not slow down. He turned breaking records into a habit. The youngest starter in 21st century La Liga, the youngest goal scorer in La Liga history, the Barcelona's youngest Champions League debutant, and one of the youngest players ever to appear in El Clásico. At that age, on those stages, playing with that much freedom, that is when you realize Lamine Yamal is not just a talent, he is an exception. And before he had even fully introduced himself at club level, he broke into Spain's senior national team as well. Against Georgia, he made his debut and scored in the same game. Youngest player in Spain history, youngest goal scorer in Spain history. Both records gone. And in that moment, it became obvious this kid was not only going to matter for Barcelona, he was going to matter for Spain too. But Lamine Yamal's true global announcement came at Euro 2024. Against Croatia, he became the youngest player ever to appear in the tournament. Then came the semi-final against France, that left-footed rocket curling into the net. That was the moment the whole world stopped and looked. He became the youngest goal scorer in European Championship history. He finished the tournament with 1 goal, 4 assists, and a massive role in Spain winning the title. One day after turning 17, he was a European champion. And that is where Yamal changed. He was no longer just the star of tomorrow, he became the match winner of today. Because one thing is very clear in his game, he does not fear the biggest stage. If anything, the bigger the stage, the more dangerous he becomes. The bigger the defender, the more disrespectful he looks. The louder the stadium, the calmer he gets. That mentality is what separates him. Under Hansi Flick in the 2024-25 season, Yamal went to another level. According to Barcelona's official profile, he scored 18 goals and provided 21 assists that season. But it was not just about numbers. He also became the youngest player ever to reach 100 appearances for the club. And during Barcelona's domestic treble run, he was not a side character. He was one of the central figures. He was no longer the kid in the squad. He had become one of the team's main weapons. So what actually makes him so terrifying? First, the dribbling. He does not just beat defenders, he steals their balance. One tiny body feint, one sudden burst, one cut inside onto his left foot, and even when defenders know what is coming, they still cannot stop it. Because Yamal's biggest gift is this: he almost never repeats the same move the same way twice. Second, his passing in vision. Plenty of wingers can score, plenty of wingers can dribble, but Yamal can open a defense too. His trivela passes, his through balls, the way he can change the direction of an attack with one touch, that is what makes him more than a scorer. It makes him a creator. And third, his finishing. At such a young age, he already understands that scoring is not always about power. Sometimes it's about timing, angle, and decision-making. That football IQ is what pushes him ahead of so many other talents. There is another part of this that people don't talk about enough: his mentality. At such a young age, being compared to Messi, carrying enormous pressure and dealing with the expectations of millions has broken many careers before. But so far, Yamal has not feared that pressure. He has used it. He wants the ball. He does not hide in difficult moments, and that is usually the first sign of a true superstar, when responsibility does not scare you. And now FIFA itself is already presenting him as one of the biggest young faces heading toward the 2026 World Cup, which means this story is not finished. It is still being written. From La Masia to Barcelona, from Barcelona to Spain, from Spain to Europe, and from Europe to the world stage, Lamine Yamal's rise tells us one thing very clearly: some players are born to win matches, others are born to change eras. Lamine Yamal may end up doing both.